Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share if you find this content helpful. All right, let's look at this one now. This is the poem in praise of wisdom. My goodness, Baruch could write. I really enjoyed reading these poems especially. Hear, Israel, the commandments of life. Give ear to understand wisdom. Okay. How did it happen, Israel, that you are in your enemy's land? He's asking them these rhetorical questions. How did you get here? Do you know your history? Why aren't you in your land? That's what he's saying. You have forsaken the fountain of wisdom. Fountain here means the origin of wisdom, where something like water springs out from. They have forgotten the Most High. Where are the princes of the heathen become? Where are the princes of the heathen become, and such as rule the beasts upon the earth? You know, he's asking them, where is the wisdom? Where do you find the wisdom? That they had their pastime with the fowls of the air. These guys enjoy bird watching. The heathen. Sounded very familiar to something that I have seen in other places, Then he goes on here to say, and they that hoarded up silver and gold. We can see it today. Just yesterday, I read of a church in Los Angeles. You all can Google it and you'll see what church it was. They have been found guilty of, I think, child molestation and stuff like that. And they've settled to pay $880 million. They've been hoarding up silver and gold. They've been putting trust in that. And they didn't stop. They're still trying to get more silver and gold. How do they even end up having that much money? These are what the heathens were doing back then, and they're still doing it today. Anyway, Baruch reminds them they are vanished and gone down to the grave. Okay, they're talking about all the people who had sought silver and gold, and now they're gone. They left the silver, they left the gold, others have come in their stead. They're dead in the grave. What benefit did it give them? They should have sought wisdom instead. Then here he admonishes different groups of people. He says, young men, I'm just highlighting some things. He talks about their children, people in Canaan, in Teman, Agarenes. They are Agarenes who are merchants of Merah and Teman, the same place up there. The authors of fables, writing a lot of stories and books, such as out of understanding. None of these have known the way of wisdom or remember her paths. So Baruch is telling these guys, whether it's young men, people of Canaan, people, the Agarenes, merchants, all these people, none of them have known the way of wisdom to remember her paths. He even goes ahead to talk about giants. There were giants famous from the beginning that were of so great stature and so expert in war. But the Most High did not choose them. Those did not the Lord choose. Neither did the Lord give he the way of knowledge to them. He's drawing a comparison and saying, guys, you're special. The Most High didn't think to make the giants his chosen ones, or those in Canaan, or the merchants, or the searchers of understanding. The Most High didn't take those people to be his chosen ones. He chose you. He's the one who revealed to you knowledge and wisdom. You should seek it. He, that is the Most High, he that sends forth light, and it goes. Now look at the power of the Most High. He calls light, calls it again, and it obeys him with fear. The stars, he calls them and they say, here we be. And then this, they say this, he says, this is our God. The God who calls light and stars and they respond, that's our God. He has found out all the way of knowledge and hath given it unto Jacob, his servant, and to Israel, his beloved. This sounds very familiar to Psalms 147:19, which says something like, he shows his word to Jacob, his laws, statutes, and commandments to Israel. He names Jacob and Israel, the individual, the leader, and the nation. And he says what he shows them. It's repeated here, just like it is in the Psalms, consistent of the Most High. All right, finally on this poem of wisdom, just at the end of it, it says, this is the book of the commandment of the Most High and the law that endures forever. Not until when Messiah comes, not until when Messiah is hung on a tree and resurrects. The law endures forever. So why should somebody tell me the law is no more? Anyway, all they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Plain and simple. Keep it, live. Leave it, die. The consolation poem. Oh boy, Baruch can write, man. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us. He didn't say, O Ishmael, O Keturah, O Esau. No, he said, O Isolele. Things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us. That is our big source of joy, the knowledge that these things are made known unto us. Be of good cheer, my people. I couldn't help but notice we are the only ones who use this phrase very consistently, either in the past, today, or even in the future. We like to call ourselves and our brethren my people. Anyway, be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Isolele. We are a memorial. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved God to wrath. We provoked him that made us by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. For he has brought a nation upon us from far, a shameless nation. Yes, they are very shameless. And a nation of strange language. Yes, it's a language we're speaking right now. It was strange to them back then. Anyway, for he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies. It's the Most High who's going to deliver them, just like he's delivering us today. For the Most High has brought these plagues upon you. He shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. Now he's giving them hope. He's giving them encouragement that this is what the Most High will do. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort you. It's the Most High that called it Jerusalem. Miserable are they that afflicted thee. Okay? And it gives other reasons there. The cities, they'll also be miserable. The ones who are afflicting us, the enemy. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. This is Babylon. Will be inhabited by devils for a great time, and fire shall come upon her from the everlasting. Seems like it played out in former Babylon, and it's playing out again in the current Babylon. We'll talk about that in the discussion. Behold the joy that cometh or comes unto you from the Most High. Thy sons gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One. This one is happening as we are speaking. We are gathered here. You are watching. You are listening because the Most High's word is the one that has gathered us together. This is prophecy in motion. For the Most High will show you your brightness unto every country, will show your brightness unto every country under heaven. For your name shall be called of the Most High forever. The peace of righteousness and the glory of the Most High's worship. Again, the children gathered together, rejoicing. They gathered from the west and to the east by the word of the Holy One. Repeated again, rejoicing in the remembrance of the Most High. We are as children of the kingdom. For the Most High shall lead Isolele with joy in the light of his glory, with the mercy and righteousness that comes from him. So despite all the harm and affliction that Isolele was facing, there was hope, because the Most High had promised that after this punishment, he will gather you. And that is what we are living today. Just like those who are in exile in Babylon were gathered back to Isolele. All right, let's talk about this last epistle by Jeremiah and what it talks about. It's mostly talking about idols and idol worship. And Jeremiah was very, very funny. I mean, he gave us comparisons, he gave us irony. Anyway, let's get into it. So Jeremiah sent unto them which were to be led captive into Babylon. Sent them this whole epistle or this message. So that when you come into Babylon, you'll there, he tells them you're going to be in there for 7 generations, and after that, you'll get out. But when you get there, you shall see in Babylon gods of silver and of gold and of wood, some of them carried upon shoulders, which cause the nations to fear. People see these gods and they fear. So beware. Don't be afraid of them. As for those nations, and it talks about their idols here, as for their tongue, the tongue of some of those idols, it's polished by somebody, and they're gilded and laid over with silver. Yet they are false, and cannot speak. Okay? This is a comparison of the idols with the Most High. The Most High can speak, but these guys, gods, will not be able to speak. Okay? Sometimes the priests convey from their gods gold and silver. They take the gold and silver that is upon their gods and they put it upon themselves. Think about some of those churches where the people, the priests and so on, are adorned with all this gold and silver ornaments. And the same ornaments are being used on some of those idols. Same thing, nothing new under the sun. It's happening even today. So he continues to tell them, whether it be evil that one does unto them or good, they are not able to recompense it. These are those idols. They can neither set up a king nor put him down. These idols cannot anoint a king, or they cannot cause a king to be taken out of power. But the Most High can. In like manner, these idols can neither give riches nor money. Though a man make a vow unto them and keep it not, they will not require it. They're not able to enforce it. Why do you have a vow that is unenforceable? You go pray to an idol and you say, if you do this, this for me, I will do this and that for you. But when you don't do it, or when you do it, the idol can't enforce it. But the Most High can. And these guys knew that the Most High can, because they had been sent into Babylon as punishment for their forefathers' deeds as well as their own deeds. They didn't keep the laws. These idols can save no man from death, neither deliver the weak from the mighty. They cannot restore a blind man to his sight, nor help any man in his distress. They can show no mercy to the widow, nor do they do good to the fatherless. He's giving a comparison of the Most High versus these idols of the heathen nations. He's telling the Israelites, the Isolele people, the Bantu, these things are false. Don't be taken by them. Doesn't matter how much they glitter, just ignore them. How should a man, this is the joke I loved, how should a man then think and say that they are gods when even the Chaldeans themselves dishonor them? Okay, now, if you know the story of Abraham lived among the Chaldeans in Ur of the Chaldeans. And he was told, leave that place and go to where I'll show you. And those guys there were like, they were the prime of idol worship. They were the ground zero of idol worship. But even they themselves dishonor these idols. So why would somebody even think that these are actually gods? Okay, whereupon the fire falleth upon the house of gods of wood, or laid over with gold or silver, their priests will flee away and escape. So he's saying, if these idols are in a temple and there's a fire, or in a house of worship and there's fire, these gods of wood will be left there, the priest will run away, and then these gods of wood will be burnt, like the beams. So why can't they protect themselves from the fire? It's just last week, or was it early this week, that we saw a church burn in Chile, a historic church. If there were gods in there, they burnt. Why didn't they protect themselves? Or if there were idols that were supposed to be gods, why didn't they protect themselves? Moreover, they cannot withstand any king or enemies. Those idols cannot fight. Neither are those gods of wood laid over with silver or gold able to escape from their thieves or robbers. If people go in and steal them, they steal them. They can't fight back. They can't prevent theft. How can they be gods? They that are strong take and go away with everything, the gold, the silver, all that stuff. And the gods are not able to help them. Therefore, it is better to be a king that shows his power. Okay, the Most High can show his power. Okay, or else it's better to be a profitable vessel in a house, which the owner shall have use of, than these fake gods or false gods. Then he talks about the way the Most High is able to command and send the sun, the moon, the stars, lightning, clouds, and even fire from above. Obviously comparing that to the idols that cannot do any of those things. Those idols have no power over nature, over the elements in the sky. Only the Most High does have that. Therefore, it is neither to be supposed nor said that those are gods, seeing they are able neither to judge causes nor to do good unto them. The Most High is just. Idols cannot be. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share if you find this content helpful.